1. A planet at the edge of the map. The planet Raverin 3 was not the kind of place most people wanted to visit. Even among explorers and colonists, it had a reputation for being harsh, unpredictable, and dangerous. Vast forests stretched across its surface, filled with towering alien trees whose glowing leaves cast strange colors across the ground at night. Rivers cut through deep valleys, and massive storms could appear without warning. But for Noah Carter, a human survival scout working for the Frontier Survey Corps, Raverin 3 was just another assignment. His job was simple: explore remote areas of newly discovered planets and determine whether they were suitable for future human colonies. Sometimes that meant long days of hiking through wilderness with only a scanner and survival gear. Other times, it meant discovering things no human had ever seen before. On the morning that changed everything, Noah was hiking through one of Raverin 3's dense forests, scanning the ground for mineral readings. The air was cool and damp, and the strange purple sunlight filtering through the leaves gave the forest an almost dreamlike appearance. His scanner beeped softly as it analyzed the soil. Nothing unusual, Noah muttered to himself. Just another routine survey. Or at least that's what he thought. Until he heard something. A sound that didn't belong in the forest. A voice. 2. A cry in the wilderness. At first, Noah thought it was an animal. Many creatures on Raverin 3 made strange sounds that could almost resemble voices. But this was different. It was quiet, weak, and unmistakably emotional. He turned off his scanner and listened carefully. There it was again, a soft cry drifting through the trees. Noah's instincts immediately kicked in. Someone or something was out there, and they were in trouble. He moved cautiously through the forest, following the sound. The deeper he went, the quieter the forest seemed to become. Even the alien birds that usually filled the air with strange musical calls had gone silent. After nearly 10 minutes of searching, Noah stepped into a small clearing. And that was when he saw her. 3. The stranger among the trees. At the center of the clearing sat a figure leaning against a fallen tree. She looked exhausted. Her long silver hair hung loosely around her shoulders, glowing faintly in the purple light. Her skin carried a soft blue tone, almost like moonlight reflected on water. She was clearly not human, an alien, but she didn't look dangerous. She looked defeated. Her head was lowered, and her breathing was slow and uneven, as if she had been struggling to survive for days. Noah slowly raised his hands, showing he meant no harm. "Hey," he said gently. "Can you hear me?" The alien woman slowly lifted her head. Her eyes widened slightly when she saw him. They were bright violet, glowing faintly with a mixture of surprise and confusion. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then she whispered something in a language Noah didn't understand. His translator device activated automatically, trying to process the unfamiliar sounds. After a few seconds, the system produced a rough translation. "I thought I would die here." 4. A story of despair. Noah carefully approached her, kneeling a few feet away. "You're not going to die," he said calmly. She studied him, as if trying to decide whether to believe him. "My name is Noah," he continued. She hesitated before answering. "My name is Elira." Her voice was soft and tired. Using the translator, Noah slowly learned what had happened. Elira was from a distant alien civilization known as the Virilians, a peaceful species that traveled between star systems to explore and study other worlds. But her exploration vessel had been damaged during a violent storm while passing through Raverin 3's atmosphere. Her ship crashed deep in the wilderness. She survived, but the ship did not. Its communication systems were destroyed, leaving her stranded on a world she barely understood. For days, she wandered the forest searching for help. But the planet was vast and empty. Eventually, her supplies ran out. Her strength faded, and she came to the clearing where Noah had found her. I sat here, she said quietly, waiting for the end. 5. The human who refused to walk away. Noah felt a knot tighten in his chest. He had seen many dangerous situations during his time as a scout, but there was something deeply sad about finding someone who had already given up. He opened his survival pack and handed her a small water container. Drink, he said. Alira hesitated, then slowly accepted it. The moment she took a sip, her expression changed. Relief. Real, visible relief. Noah also gave her a nutrient pack. She ate slowly at first, clearly trying not to overwhelm her weakened body. You're lucky I came through this area, Noah said with a small smile. Alira looked at him carefully. I believed luck had abandoned me. Well, Noah said, standing up and offering his hand. It just came back. She looked at his hand for a moment, then slowly reached out and accepted it. 6. The journey to safety. The trip back to Noah's temporary outpost wasn't easy. Alira was still weak, and the forest terrain was difficult to navigate. But with Noah's help, they moved slowly through the trees. Along the way, she asked many questions about humans. You came to this planet alone? Part of the job, Noah replied. She seemed surprised. Your species is brave. Noah chuckled. Or just stubborn. Despite the exhaustion, a small smile appeared on her face. It was the first time Noah had seen her smile since they met. 7. Learning about each other. When they finally reached Noah's outpost cabin, Alira looked around in fascination. Human technology was clearly unfamiliar to her, but she quickly adapted. Over the next several days, she recovered her strength while Noah continued his surveys. During the evenings, they talked. A lot. She told him about her home world, a planet filled with floating crystal cities and glowing oceans. Noah told her about Earth, mountains, oceans, and billions of people living together on one planet. Alira listened with wonder. You saved my life, she said one evening. Noah shrugged. Anyone would have done the same. She shook her head gently. No. 8. A new challenge. Unfortunately, Raverin 3 wasn't finished testing them yet. A powerful storm system began forming in the upper atmosphere, strong enough to destroy Noah's small outpost. If they didn't leave soon, they could both be trapped. But Alira's crashed ship still contained one important thing. A long-range distress beacon. If they could reach the wreckage, they might be able to contact help. The problem was simple. The crash site was 2 days away, and the storm was arriving fast. 9. The race against time. They left at sunrise the next morning. The wind was already beginning to pick up. Thunder echoed across the distant mountains. But neither of them hesitated. They traveled through forests, across rivers, and over rocky hills. By the second night, the storm was nearly upon them. Lightning filled the sky. But finally, they reached the crash site. Alira activated the emergency beacon. The signal shot into space like a brilliant star. Then all they could do was wait. 10. Hope returns. Hours passed as the storm raged around them. Then Noah's scanner suddenly beeped. A ship was approaching. A Verilian rescue vessel descended through the clouds like a silver comet. Alira stared at it with tears in her glowing eyes. They came. 11. The hardest goodbye. When the rescue crew arrived, they greeted Alira with relief and joy. But she hesitated before boarding. She turned to Noah. You gave me hope when I had none. Noah smiled. You would have done the same. She stepped closer. Perhaps our paths will cross again, human. I hope so, he said. Then she boarded the ship. Moments later, the vessel rose into the stormy sky and disappeared among the stars. 12. A memory that stayed. Months later, Noah returned to Earth. But he never forgot Ravarin 3, or the alien woman he found sitting alone in the forest, waiting to die. Because sometimes the most important discoveries in the universe are not planets, but the moments when one person refuses to let another lose hope. And somewhere out among the stars, Ailira would always remember the human who arrived just in time.